John Montagu, 2nd Duke of Montagu, KG GMB PC, styled Viscount Monthermer until 1705 and Marquess of Monthermer between 1705 and 1709, was a British peer. Life. He was a son of Ralph Montagu, 1st Duke of Montagu, by his first wife Elizabeth Wriothesley. His maternal grandparents were Thomas Wriothesley, 4th Earl of Southampton, and Lady Elizabeth Lee. He went on the Grand Tour with Pierre Sylvester. On the 17th of March 1705, John was married to Lady Mary Churchill, daughter of John Churchill, 1st Duke of Marlborough, and Sarah Churchill, Duchess of Marlborough. On the 23rd of October 1717, he was admitted a Fellow of the Royal College of Physicians. He was made a Knight of the Garter in 1719, and was made Order of the Bath, a Fellow of the Royal Society in 1725, and a Grand Master of the Premier Lodge of England. On the 22nd of June 1722, George I appointed him Governor of the islands of St. Lucia and St. Vincent in the West Indies. He in turn appointed Nathaniel Uring, a merchant sea captain and adventurer, as Deputy Governor. Uring went to the islands with a group of 7 ships, and established settlement at Petty Corinage. Unable to get enough support from British warships, he and the new colonists were quickly run off by the French. In 1739, the country's first home for abandoned children, the Foundling Hospital, was created in London. Montagu was a supporter of this effort and was one of the charity's founding governors. He also financed the education of 2 notable black British figures of the age, Ignatius Sancho and Francis Williams, sending the latter to Cambridge University. In 1745, he raised a cavalry regiment known as Montagu's Carabineers, which, however, was disbanded after the Battle of Culloden. He was a notorious practical joker, his mother-in-law writing of him that all his talents lie in things only natural in boys of 15 years old, and he is about 52 to get people into his garden and wet them with squirts, and to invite people to his country houses and put things in beds to make them itch, and 20 such pretty fancies as these. He is said to have once dunked the political philosopher Montesquieu in a tub of cold water as a joke. The Duke's country place, Boughton House, Northamptonshire, was laid out by him as a miniature Versailles, and now belonging to the Buccleuch family. After his death, his town residence, Montagu House, Bloomsbury, on the present site of the British Museum, received and for many years held the national collections, which under the name of the British Museum were first opened to the public in 1759. Children. Montagu and his wife Lady Mary Churchill were parents to 5 children. Isabella married 1st William Montagu, 2nd Duke of Manchester, and 2nd Edward Hussey Montagu, 1st Earl of Bewley. John George Mary married George Brudenell, 4th Earl of Cardigan. Edward. Succession. As none of Montagu's sons survived him, his titles became extinct upon his death in 1749. His estates were inherited by his daughter Mary, whose husband, George Brudenell, 4th Earl of Cardigan, assumed the name and arms of Montagu, and in 1766 was created 1st Duke of Montagu. In 1790 this second creation dukedom of Montagu also became extinct. His only son, who had been created Baron Montagu of Button, having predeceased him. His daughter Elizabeth married Henry Scott, 3rd Duke of Buccleuch, 5th Duke of Queensberry, who thus acquired all the unentailed property of the Dukes of Montagu.